So imagine that you are in the middle of a winter storm or hurricane and power goes out in your area. But you're ready for that, you've been prepping for that situation, so you have your generator, get it out of the shed, try to start it up, and for some reason it doesn't want to start. Or it may be the situation in which the generator starts, but there is no power coming out of the generator side. So in order to troubleshoot those situations, let me show you the 10 things, the 10 spare parts that I always have handy in case I need to do any troubleshooting work on my generator. Spare part number 10, having a spare carburetor. This is going to be probably the first component that you will have to check if the generator is not running. If the gas went bad and may get all the cap and needles clogged up, best thing to do is just swap it. One carburetor like this one costs around $30, and it's way better to just remove the old one, install the new one, and you just keep the generator running. So you have time enough while the generator is running to overhaul the old one. Also remember that it's a good idea to have a set of gaskets as a spare one in case one of the old one breaks, so you have a good tight seal. Spare part number 9, spark plugs. So one of the features of a spark plug is the temperature of the spark. So it's very important that you have the right spark plug for the engine, otherwise you can run it way hotter than what it was designed for. Also make sure that you have the socket to remove the old spark plug, because it won't make you any good having a spark plug if you cannot remove the old one. I always like to check the gap on the spark plugs, even with new ones. Number 8, automatic voltage regulator or AVR. And this is one of my favorite ones because this is the reason why I bought this generator for $200. Everything was running fine, but there was no power coming out of the generator. So if you remove this box here, this cover, this is the automatic voltage regulator. It costs $30 replacement, so it's very cheap, it's spare part, and the only thing you have to do is just remove it and connect it back. So this is the one that is going to get the voltage regulator, and if you don't get power out of the generator, it's going to be mostly because the AVR is not working. This is a spare part that you cannot fix because everything is encapsulated in plastic. So for $30 is, I think, a good idea just to have one spare in case you get no power out of the generator. Just remove the old one, put the new one, and back on business. Number 7, if you haven't break a pull cord yet, you ain't no cowboy. Pull cords are very often neglected and a must-have in my opinion. Measure the thickness of the cord in your generator before you buy it so you get the right one. Number 6, gasoline hose. Gasoline hoses over time becomes hard and brittle, so if you need to remove the carburetor for some reason, it may break on you. And if you don't have an spare hose and you really need the generator, you are going to end up having a bad day. Number 5, a starting fluid. I think it's a good idea to have a starting fluid, especially if you have an oil generator or if it's a very, very cold day in which the generator may be a little bit lazy to start. Just remove the air filter, open the choke, and spray a little bit of starting fluid when cranking the generator. Number 4, ignition coil. If this device goes wrong, most likely what's going to happen is that the coil inside here is going to be shorted, or the cable going to the spark plug cap is going to be broken. Either way, if this is not working, there's not going to be a spark coming out of the spark plug and the generator is going to be completely useless. Number 3, if your generator has electrical start, then it's a good idea to have one of these battery banks in case the battery that comes with the generator dies, or like in my case, I don't have a battery, I just use this directly. Number 2, get a copy of the repair manual, which is not the same as the owner's manual that comes with the generator when you buy new, or that you can download from internet almost everywhere. Repair manual is what the dealerships are using to have all the technical information about the generator, all the torque values, valve clearances, type of oil and grease used during the assembly. So if you need to do a large repair on your generator, you will need to have, or it will be very useful to have the repair manual with you. And last one, numero uno. Once a friend of mine told me, 1 is 0, 2 is 1. Meaning that in some piece of equipment, like a generator, it's good to have a redundancy, having a second one. I know it may be a little bit of expensive investment, having 2 generators, but when I think the potential losses that I can have in terms of food going bad on the freezers or water pipes getting frozen and bursting, I think that the investment is in the end not so expensive. So my recommendation is having a second generator just in case. So in my opinion and experience, these are the 10 parts that I like to have in case I need to do some troubleshooting on my generator. But if you have had any other experience, please put it on the comments below so we all can learn from each other. Thank you for watching and see you soon.